everybody, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, welcome. Hi, hello. My name is Zoe, but most people know me as ZA Reptiles. And today we are going to be putting together this 18 by 18 by 18 Phailozoo enclosure in the color green for my trio of chameleon geckos. Before we jump in, I do also have to say it is 𝘖𝙪𝙀. Happy 𝘖𝙪𝙀 2025. If you are new here and you don't know what 𝘖𝙪𝙀 is, that is my December long celebration of just Christmas fun. So here on YouTube, we do a lot of Christmas themed videos, and over on Instagram, a ton of giveaways, sponsored giveaways by some of your favorite reptile companies and brands, but also reptile artists, reptile businesses. There's enclosure giveaways, gift card giveaways, accessory giveaways, art giveaways. There's usually feeder insect giveaways, food giveaways. There is so much, and this year there are so many exciting things happening. So if you're not following me on Instagram, be sure to do that so you don't miss out on those giveaways. But today we actually have a YouTube giveaway, and you may have guessed it. So today I am partnering with Phailozoo, who so kindly sent me this enclosure for the chameleon geckos to try out, because I've used their 4x2x2s, I've never used their 18-18-18. So we turned it into a kind of bioactive setup for my chameleon geckos. I say kind of bioactive, there's no cleanup crew. I eventually would like to add cleanup crew, I just don't have any. So come the spring when I have reptile expos again, I will buy some cleanup crew to throw in here, but for now, it's just a nice planted setup for them. But thank you to Phailozoo for sending me this enclosure. But not only that, they are also giving you guys the opportunity to win one of these for 𝘖𝙪𝙀. So a little Christmas gift from Phailozoo to you guys. Now the one that we'll be giving away is a blue version of this. It looks like this right here. So at the end of this video, I will tell you guys how you can enter the giveaway to win a blue 18 by 18 by 18 Phailozoo enclosure. Now, if you want to check out Phailozoo, maybe you don't need that size and you want a different size, or you don't win but you want to try them out anyway, I do have a code for you guys. I will put that right here that will save you money on your Phailozoo purchase, because I love Phailozoo, and I mean, with all the color options, they're just beautiful. You can't go wrong. So enough yapping, let's get into the build.
So unlike the other Phailozoo sizes, the bottom of the 18 by 18 by 18 is not already sealed and ready to handle water. So if you do plan on doing a bioactive setup, you are going to want to silicone all of the edges. So I did do that, and then once that was dried and cured, I went ahead and started putting it together, starting with my drainage layer. I'm just using LECA that I've had in other projects, just had it left over, and I'm using a substrate barrier from Josh's Frogs. This is the first time I've done an actual substrate barrier like meant for bioactive enclosures and not just a window screen, and the difference is amazing. For substrate, I'm using an ABG mix from Josh's Frogs, as well as plantation soil, because I knew one bag of the ABG mix wouldn't be quite enough. In hindsight, I wish I'd gotten 2 bags, but it is what it is. The goal was just to get substrate that was going to hold humidity well, but also be really good for potted plants or live plants, because this is a planted terrarium. This was my first time using plantation soil, and it took a long time for that block to soak up water and break up. Even then, it still really didn't. So in the meantime, I was setting up the lights. So I got this dual low profile fixture from Zilla, because it holds not only a plant LED, but also it can hold heat as well. So I wanted to provide both, especially because the basement gets a little chilly in the winter time. So I wanted them to have a hot spot, but also I wanted to make sure that I was giving the plants LED and really lighting it up so that I could have nice, healthy plants. So I found the fixture and the LED, I think both on Chewy, and then I got a whole bunch of the little heat bulbs just on Amazon. I forget how many were in a pack, but there was a bunch. So I got it from Amazon and then put it all together and hooked it up. And by the time I did that, I was ready to start breaking apart the plantation soil, and emphasis on breaking it apart, because it didn't just break apart on its own like coconut core or anything like that. It was kind of a struggle. But once that was done, it was time to decorate, which is the best part. So I got those branches from, I think I got them from Josh's Frogs. I did, from Josh's Frogs. I like the looks of them. I thought they were very foresty, very natural. And then I had some extra driftwood hanging around and cork bark. So I just messed around with positioning until I had everything the way I liked it. But ultimately, I wanted to give them lots of different branches to climb on, as well as a cork bark to hide behind and sit on top of and whatnot. So once I was happy with that, I went ahead and put the plants in. So the plants I got from Josh's Frogs, because I wanted to make sure they were reptile safe, but also ready to go. They weren't from Home Depot or Walmart where I'd have to quarantine them and clean them really well. I wanted to make sure they were reptile safe. So I got several different plants from Josh's Frogs, positioned them around the enclosure, tried to determine the best spots for them, making sure that any plants would get really big were more so towards the back. So once I had all the plants in from Josh's Frogs, I had these plants. These are philodendrons that I have water propagated. So I have tons of them just to throw into enclosures when I need some plants, but they really take over. So I decided to put some of those in the back, which meant moving this first plant over somewhere else and just kind of rearranging everything. But ultimately, I just wanted the plants where they would grow in nicely, where the ones that were big and going to take over were more in the back, and then the smaller ones were more in the front. Anything that was going to grow straight up would be kind of off to the side, so maybe more so towards the back. So it was a lot of just juggling plants around. And right now the plants are all pretty small because I got them again from Josh's Frogs, so they're just kind of baby plants. And then the ones that will get big are ones that I propagated. So they're in the process of getting bigger, but they're still on the smaller side. And then it was time for my favorite part, which, as you guys know, is the leaf litter. It is the finishing touch to an almost done enclosure, and it just, in my opinion, really brings it all together. It really gives it that naturalistic aspect. So it is my absolute favorite part of doing enclosures. I have this little magnetic food ledge that looks like a rock that I'm throwing in, but quite frankly, the little cups that go in it are kind of large considering how tiny they are, so I actually ordered new feeding things from Strudy's for them. So at the time of filming this, I was waiting for them to come in, but it's time to go ahead and put the 3 chameleon geckos in. So here's number 2, bunch of little cuties, and then we have number 3 going in right now. They're so adorable. I love them so much. So here we are about 2 weeks later, a week later, I think it's only been a week. We're starting to get some growth. This plant right here is perking up. We've got some new leaves back here on this plant. This one back here is doing really well. Usually I kill these, but it's doing great. These plants are all perking up. So I can't wait to see this as the plants start to grow in even more. This plant up here is doing well. So this might be, minus the cleanup crew, my first like legit bioactive. Like I've got a good drainage layer, I've got a legit substrate barrier instead of just like a window screen, and it's working great. There's like no dirt getting down in there. So this has been working fantastic. I do have a little bit of water spots in the glass I need to clean, but this enclosure has been working great. They're doing great. The plants are doing great. I'm loving this setup. It's looking legit. I still wish it was a little bit more full, but I'm gonna wait and see what it looks like when the plants actually start to grow in and they're not just baby plants, and go from there. I think I'd like to add some Spanish moss, but I need to get Spanish moss. So we're gonna leave it as is for now and let the plants grow in and see how it looks as the plants get a little bit bigger. And then if I need to add more sticks or anything, we'll totally do that. So that is the chameleon gecko's new home. I can't wait to see how it looks when the plants really start to fill out, because some of these plants do get quite spacious. The plant I put in the back, I've used in a couple other enclosures, and it really just kind of takes over. So I'm very excited for that. But I'm also just excited because this is the first time I've felt really good about a planted setup. Because usually I go all out, I spend so much money on plants, I throw them all in and they all die. This is the first time I'm feeling kind of confident about a planted setup. So I'm so excited. It's making me want to redo all of my setups and try again with live plants. But this time I'm gonna take it slow. One setup at a time, make sure it works, so I can really focus on just experimenting with one setup instead of spending money on 20 setups and epically failing. So I will be sure to keep you guys updated, especially on Instagram and TikTok. So if you're not following me there, follow me there because I will post updates as things progress. Now, the thing you guys have been waiting for, how to enter the giveaway. You have a to-do list of 3 things. First thing, see that subscribe button right there? I'm assuming it's right there depending on how you're watching this. If it's not, just find that subscribe button. You're gonna hit that subscribe button. There's step number 1. Step number 2, you're gonna head over to Instagram and you're going to follow
Phailozoo. We want to support them because they are being so nice in supporting Herpmas and giving away a enclosure to you guys. And actually, spoiler, if you're watching this, they're actually giving away 3 enclosures for Herpmas this year. This is just the first one. So you will have 3 opportunities this month to win a Phailozoo enclosure. So this is just the first of 3 Phailozoo giveaways. The other 2 will happen over on Instagram later in the month. So we're gonna go follow Phailozoo on Instagram, and then you're gonna come back to this video. In the comments, you are going to type the word done along with your Instagram handle so that I can verify they are in fact following Phailozoo. Like always, winners are completely selected at random. I do a little random generator and it tells me who the winner is. So there is no bias, it's completely random, but I will be verifying that whoever the winner is, that they have done the steps needed to properly qualify for this giveaway. So as always, thank you guys for watching. I am so excited to get Herpmas up and going. There's so many exciting things happening this year, but also I am so ecstatic about the setup, the chameleon geckos. If you have not looked into chameleon geckos, I think you should. Personally, I'm loving them way more than crested geckos. I think it's just because they're different from crested geckos. Like, they're so similar, but they're different, and I love them. I'm loving them so much. They're so fun. Definitely one of my favorite gecko species, for sure. So, as always, thank you guys for watching. We will see you for the next video. Bye!